Why are you guys harassing this cop right now?
We're just asking him some questions,
They're
man.
harassing you? And we're getting mad at you for?
We're just.
They're expressing their First Amendment right.
Oh, yeah.
Right now we're having a conversation.
What's your problem? Get one word. How you doing today, man? We're out here visiting from out of town, and we just come around, and we were staying in Mesa, and we just kind of had a little bit of issues with police. They didn't like that we were recording so much, but I did record some officers, and you guys don't really seem to have an issue with it. What's the difference between you guys and them? I don't understand why they get so uptight over there, but you guys seem to not really get bothered so much about it. Yeah, Mesa PD.
Just different philosophies on how our interactions in Tempe with people that want to record you guys have your First Amendment rights. We allow you to speak what you got to say. We allow you to interview. We allow you to record. As long as it's not interrupting my investigation, putting you at safety, putting me at risk, let's just say you're doing anything illegal. Right now you're standing under a freeway, right?
What's that?
Right now you're standing under a freeway overpass, right? You're in a public area.
Right.
I'm in a public domain. I was at the marina, I'm at the park, I'm watching traffic, reading some reports. I'm doing my job. You guys are doing what you want to on a Wednesday afternoon, right?
Right.
So as long as it doesn't infringe on what I'm doing and I'm not infringing on what you're doing, what's the harm in it?
Cool. I ask every police officer that I speak to the one question. You don't have to answer, obviously, but it's simple. Do you happen to know the First Amendment of the Constitution? You know what it is? There's 5 elements of it. Do you know what they are?
All 5? I'd have to go back to constitutional law and repeat it verbatim.
All right. So we'll simplify it for you. I bought some gift cards. Obviously, I can't give you none because you can't take them on duty. But
There's the right to free speech, right?
right, free speech, religion, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble, and freedom to petition. It's that simple. I think a lot of the issues that are going on between the people and police are a lot of misunderstanding. I think that's part of the reason why.
It depends on also who you're talking to. Tempe, we're a large university. We're sandwiched in between the other cities. We've had our fair share of people protesting or using their First Amendment rights. So we know how to engage with them. There's other agencies that are farther away from the political spectrum and stuff that do not necessarily know how to, because they don't see it all the time. If you don't do anything, you're not experienced with it, how you're supposed to react to it. And a lot of it is with education on both sides of the house.
Cool. And that education, I think, if they taught the kids in school to really understand that, and also police officers, because I've been to the training facilities in Los Angeles and other areas, and I ask a lot of questions. Huh?
Have you been to training facilities in Arizona?
Not yet, but I think I'm going to do that.
Us in LA are really different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but there's a lot of similarities, and I see one of the things is not very many officers understand the 5 elements of the First Amendment, which, in my opinion, it is the first law of the land, right? And you guys are law enforcement officers, and I think a lot of times in Mesa right now, a lot of the police officers out there seem to be policing with feelings, not law. And in reality, that's why we go out. A lot of channels do this for different reasons, right? But I do it for my own reasons, and just try to make it an educational thing. You know what I mean? I try to have a dialogue with you guys so we can try to bridge that gap, man.
Appreciate that. Just remember the one key word that I took out of the whole statement was feelings.
Feelings.
Remember, just like you, officers are human also. And an innate ability of being human is we are driven by our emotions. try to react rationally based on our training, our experience, what the law says, what people have to try to justify that in stressful situations, time, everything else, depending on what happened, how their lives are going, how their families are going, how the job's going in, have they been up 72 hours? I mean, there's no excuses for it, but right? You make mistakes, you make mistakes. And having that open dialogue just remembers that it goes both ways.
I understand that, but the only thing about that, man, my rebuttal to that would be that we don't get paid to behave. We're held accountable. That's what we pay you guys for, is to hold us accountable, right? A lot of times we see a lot of issues, man, when police officers make mistakes, there's almost no accountability. And that, in my opinion, is what makes it bad for good police officers, and why sometimes bad police officers thrive is because they get away with stuff sometimes, you know what I mean? And makes it hard for the people, because look, the reason I'm in Arizona...
There's a lot of accountability and moving pieces that go on behind the scenes that you guys aren't privy to. So those that you may think are getting away with stuff, they're not.
Well, a lot of times...
are happening, you're not, but you're also not privy to that.
But one of the things that I do, man, is I go in deep into a lot of these things. I talk about policies, maybe put some policies on the table, readjust them, maybe like qualified immunities, police unions, and just different things like that, you know, internal investigations. Like just in a lot of departments, if you don't know what specific complaint to make on an officer, sometimes they just throw it out and they won't do nothing about it. If you're not complaining about the right policy violation or whatever, you know what I mean? And it makes it hard for people, because people don't know these things, and police officers, they kind of know how to get away with things. And that's why we need to have an understanding. And Mesa, the reason we're out here right now is because Mesa police arrested us unlawfully last time we came to visit on a trespassing charge. So they're soliciting trespasses on the people, and that's not right. And that's part of not understanding the First Amendment. That's why we go out and do this, man. And I'm not gonna take too much of your time, man. You're probably busy. I don't know if you're on your lunch or what, but we just go out and make it an educational thing, man. You know.
I never have any problem talking about it. That's another reason we're out. Just always sometime. And again, a lot of it's just education. More people took time on both sides of the house to talk, but listen, good or bad or wrong, and have that open mind going into the conversation. Not to be defensive, not to be rebuttal.
Right.
It goes on both sides.
Right. It does.
I've been on the side where you guys are carrying, I've been on the other side on that protest side. It took more time to actually hear it out, or it would probably be a lot different.
Right. I see you just made a threat assessment on me when I put my hand in my pocket. I didn't make you feel threatened in any way? Cool, man. You kind of look down, you making sure, right? You doing a job of threat assessment. A lot of times we see police officers just kind of use that officer's safety as momentum to push us back or something, when we know they're not threatened of us. A lot of times when officers may feel threatened or whatever, we understand that. No, I like to say this, man. Officer safety is just a form of cowardice. It sucks to say that, but public safety is heroism, bro. And that's what we pay you guys for, to protect the public, the people, right? I know you want to go home, bro, and I understand that. We pay you handsomely. I believe that every department should really understand the First Amendment. I mean, I spoke to an officer yesterday. He said, fair enough. So.
Yeah, not only departments and officers, but every person walking around here
Right.
should know it as well.
Right. That's
That's
true.
That's kind of why we go around as well, to educate everyone that we come in contact with.
We've all seen those videos online where they ask basic elementary stuff where fifth graders should know, and you ask it to adults, and you're just like,
Have you seen some of the ones that are pretty educational, though? Then
I don't, I got my whole guys that do that. They give me the intel person.
Word.
We have a whole unit that does nothing but research and does stuff. So as you're recording, and doing the thing, I get the book from I intervene in between calls. So.
Yeah, sometimes we see it on the computers. Photographers are instigating and stuff like that. Sometimes we'll just be standing there like, what? But I get a lot of cops.
I've been on Mill Avenue, we work bikes, I've been in police stations, and again, we even tell people that you have the right to stand up and you have the right to record, as long as you're not infringing on the investigation. So if I'm in the middle of fighting somebody or detaining someone, yeah, you can record. From over there, well, I know you're going to be safe.
Right.
I know you're not going to be, jumping my back and trying to get this guy. Not most of the time, it's not the issue. It's look for edge of their buddies. But those are the things that are factored through our head. I'm trying to deal with this, but at the same time, my attention is slightly split because I got a bunch of people that are standing right next to me. So that little spider sense going on. It's like record all day. We just do it at a safe distance. Just do it out of an area that we can still work in. Even if you have questions later, and someone's detained, but I'm supposed to come over and talk to you.
Yeah, and I understand people get rowdy.
Go on. us to go home. At the same time, I want all the public to go home. We all have families. We all have holidays to go to. So I want us all to get there. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, man, I appreciate your time. You guys got anything to ask? Any questions? Anything to say? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Well, that's Warren.
What is it?
Warren?
Warren.
Warren. Yep.
18356.
18356.
I appreciate you speaking to us, man.
You guys enjoy the holidays?
Hey, I was gonna tell you the same thing. Enjoy happy holidays, man. Merry Christmas.
Enjoy the weather while we got it.
Would you say that this was an uncomfortable interaction, or would you say, I mean, it was pleasant? Maybe.
I appreciate you guys walking out. You're doing your thing.
Cool, man. Have a blessed day, man.
Appreciate you guys. You guys got any questions about Tempe? Since you're not here, not from here.
So far,
Get around.
the officers that we encounter from Tempe, see, I try to create a dialogue. A lot of times, like, a lot of officers just see me with the camera and they're like, no. But I try to have a conversation and ask questions. I mean,
Easier way to get around. If you guys are on foot, you got a board. If you guys are walking, trying to get around the city. You didn't know. You need the buses driving down City with orbit on it. That's a free bus. You're hop on, hop off.
nice.
So if you need to get to different parts of the city and you don't want to get to your car parking, just find a little local stop and that local transit app. It'll tell you how to get around the whole city. It's free.
I appreciate that. Hey, one more thing. Are you using officer discretion for the holidays?
Exercise for discretion.
Like, you know, for the people and not so much for the state or the city. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I know they push you guys to ID people as many as you can, run them through the ringer, see who's got warrants, things like that. I think that kind of puts you guys in a bad position sometimes because sometimes people are honoring, man. They're like, hey, I got my rights. And sometimes they don't know how to express that. And if an officer's like, he's not expressing it right, so we're just going to take advantage, whatever, you know. And I know sometimes they put you in a tough position. Go get these guys, bring them in, whatever. They probably don't say it like that. But, you know, in reality, I think officer discretion should really be used for, and I know every officer is going to use it their way, right? But, I mean, I don't have anything, no questions. Nothing. Just, you know, I guess for the people, holiday season, I'm sure you'll see some people that probably deserve to, you know what I mean?
You know, I look at that as I try to discussion through a year, but on majority of those situations, I put ownership a lot back on the person. I am called to that situation that I'm contacting that person for a reason. They were involved in an incident. I didn't start the incident. They were involved in it. This would be considered a consensual contact. You were here to shoot.
Right.
We're just talking.
Right.
Not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything. But what I do put it on people is if I'm called somewhere and I'm investigating something, whether you're the victim or you're the suspect, take ownership of what happened. This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
This is part of my job.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to come here. I didn't ask to show up at your house on holidays. I didn't ask to have to put you in jail. If I have to put you in jail, there's a reason for it. The law dictates what you did, what you didn't do, what the outcome is going to go. It's not personal. I'm not trying to do anything you're not supposed to. Rather, I would like to be gone. But, own that. That's all I'm going to do.
That makes sense. I guess, I don't know, man. You have any questions?
Good.
We'll go find this man a skate park because he's got his board. This is his skill set. We'll go from there.
Cool,
The
man.
lake's behind you.
We're going to be around Tempe for a little bit.
It's always good scenery, good times.
We'll probably go down to the station for a little bit, talk to, maybe we can talk to some supervisors over there. I don't like to call them sergeants because I know when they wear the chevrons, I don't like to call them sergeants because I think it's a military term, right? And we're not at war with the people. Supervisors, like it says on the vehicle sometimes, like managers, assistant managers.
Watch commanders looking like
Yeah, a lot of times we see managers, assistant managers coming out, and instead of assessing the situation, they're more like, he was first responder, whatever he says goes. And I'm like, no. We see a lot of that, you know what I mean?
That's unfortunate. I'd like to say we try to breed a culture and a profession that still allows people to think. You get paid, like you said, we get paid, we get a lot of training, your responsibility is to do the job. Part of that job is taking the assessment of everything. Law is part of it. Human nature is part of it. Feelings, emotions, totality. Like I said, the totality. If you're just a bunch of mindless drones, you don't really do it.
Yeah.
Right? We can have a conversation. And at some time at the end of the conversation, we're going to be like, I appreciate the conversation. Fortunately, these crimes were happening. You're going to go to jail for the day. You're going to get out, but tomorrow's a new day. By the way, here are some services. Here are some ways to fix it. Here are some ways to get yourself off the streets or off the drugs or off the
Right.
whatever. There's always ways you can still get that olive branch at the same time you're in jail. If you guys are out there, you know,
Well, you know what? Sometimes it takes us to come out here, and I'm an experienced journalist. You know what I mean? So when I'm an experienced journalist, so what Mesa doesn't understand is the more they try to do this to me, they're gonna get, because I got kind of a large following, they're gonna get more people to watch, more people to get motivated to do this. So eventually, hopefully they don't. Hopefully, eventually, if what they're doing becomes a pattern, maybe we can get rid of it. You know?
Why are you guys harassing this cop right now?
We're just asking him some questions,
They're
man.
harassing you, and we get mad at you for it?
We're just.
They're expressing their First Amendment right, and now we're having a conversation.
What's your problem?
They want to talk to me. I don't like guys with cell phones. I gotta go.
It costs about the same.
We're recording. He's recording.
I'm just fucking with you, right?
Logo just means you gotta download it into something.
All right, man. Well,
Have a good
I
day.
appreciate you talking to us, man.
Enjoy the weather. Like I said, have holidays. Be good.
Happy holidays for sure.
You won't have a conversation like this in Mason.
Nah, that's what we're just telling
That's
them.
exactly what we're saying.
See what I mean?
Everybody's different, man.
Yeah, man. Pat yourselves on the back today, at least for being better than Mesa. At least
I only have one person out
take that one. Take that one to
the
the.
person that judges me, and that's Jesus. It's a long time we've been making much more.
What?
It's Mesa, just being next.
Sometimes I got-
What you want, and that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of times I gotta behave for my wife too. So.
How long have you been on the force?
17 years.
And it's been in Tempe the whole time?
Wow.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm Direct D on YouTube, so if you ever get a chance in your free time, yeah, just the word direct and the letter D. There's not very many Tempe videos on there, so there's a reason.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Every police department has its issues, but there are significant ones in each state that are the hot points. You know what I mean? I don't think Tempe's one.
One more thing. That's how it started for me. The white. It started on one side.
A little bit more.
Oh, bro, you got kids? These guys are always talking shit. I can't say nothing because everything is a dad joke, right? Get ready for all that, man. All right, man. You too, man. Later.